Hello again, and welcome back to another edition of Financial Responsibility with Mr. Poley. I am by no means an expert, but I'm doing my best. So today, we will be getting into reconciling a bank account or a checkbook. Now, you can think about it in a couple different ways. So I'm going to make myself smaller here, slide right down into the corner. Hello from the corner. And I'm going to read our assignment. This assignment will be due this Friday in 2 days at 1 p.m., which is the time of my personal Finance Fam Zoom call. So we will be going over this second part of the assignment, this bank rec independent practice. We'll be going over that on Friday. Today, it's all about this. Okay, so what does it mean to reconcile a checkbook? Why is it important? How do I reconcile a checkbook? These questions and more will all be answered today in this lesson. Okay, so when you click this link, it's a sample checkbook register and a bank statement, which is right over here. And there I am again. So you're going to first go into this document. You have to go to File, Make a copy. Otherwise, you will not be able to write in it, but you need to be able to edit this document to complete it. Okay? So we're going to walk through the steps of reconciling your checkbook. To reconcile your checkbook, you need 3 things. A check register, which is like your checkbook, what you use to keep track of your transactions, write down all your money going in and out. You need a bank statement, which is your bank's their way of keeping track of your transactions. And then you need a reconciliation worksheet, which is how you identify the missing transactions between the two and make sure that they actually match regardless of what's missing. Okay, so for part 1, we're going to follow these steps to solve this riddle. What is the actual balance in my checking account? And why is knowing this important? Okay, so I'm going to read through and walk through these steps with you guys, and hopefully that will help teach you how to do it and understand the importance of doing so. So we're going to first look at the checkbook register, which is a blown up copy of a checkbook, right? Maybe some of you have used this before. Maybe some of you haven't. There we go, a little more room. But either way, this is a sample checkbook register. Okay, all the transactions that, if this was you, you would be writing out to keep track of your money going in and out. Right? We have looked at one of these before, I believe, but this is for a different reason here. Okay, so item numbers down the left, it's basically could be the check number. Then you have the dates of those transactions, the transaction description. Then you get into subtractions or additions. So a subtraction, what would that be? Oh, there's a little typo there. What kind of transaction would cause a subtraction? Who remembers from previous lesson, analyzing bank statements? Right? That would be a withdrawal, some form of withdrawal, or a payment, as it says there. Then you have additions. What kind of transactions would result in an addition to your account? That's right, that would be a deposit. So again, deposits are good. We want more deposits. Then down the right side, you have your balance column. So at the very top, that is what your beginning balance was before the first transaction. So this person had $500 in their account before the 1st of September. So that is their beginning balance. Then each transaction amount is in white, and the result of that either addition or subtraction is in the gray there. So after that first purchase at Athletic Shoe Company, which because of that number, it looks like it was a check, that was a withdrawal, which brought the balance of $500 down to $444.37. Okay, then we got paid on September 4th. got a work paycheck, which was direct deposited, so that's also very good. It goes right from your employer into your bank account. And that was a check for $235. So, of course, since that's your money that you're getting paid, that's a deposit. That's a good thing. That will add to your balance. So what was once $444.37 is now $679.37. Okay, just giving you an idea here of how this register is set up. I'm not going to go through every transaction like that. And then at the very bottom is your current balance. Right? As far as this person knows, that is how much money they have in their checking account at this time, according to their responsible records, 957.26. Okay. So on the next page, if we scroll down a little bit more, now we have a sample bank statement. Same person, Thomas B. Anderson. This is Thomas B. Anderson's checkbook register. This is his bank account statement. Okay, so you'll see beginning balance on August 30th, just like we looked at above, that beginning balance before September 1st was $500. Then according to his bank, he had 590 deposits and other additions, and $122.88 were checks paid out and other subtractions. So as far as his bank knows at this time, his balance is $967.12. That's his closing balance at the end of this statement date or statement period. $967.12. But wait a minute. Do you guys remember what the checkbook register ending balance was? I think it was a little less than that, close to it, but a little less. So $957.26. So why the discrepancy if this is the same person looking at their same account? There's got to be a reason for that. Okay, so in order to figure out why there is that discrepancy and make sure it's not actually some kind of error or fraud or mistake, we have to go through the process of reconciling our account to make sure that maybe, like I said, that something funky didn't happen, and to see if maybe something was missing somewhere that will possibly show up somewhere else. But somehow we have to get those totals to match. It's very important to make sure. Keeping tabs on everything, being financially responsible. So let's see. Step one, we're still on step one. Oh, geez. So if a transaction that is on the checkbook register appears in the bank account statement, check it off in the register or in the checkbook register. Okay, so if a transaction that is on the register right here appears on the bank account statement, we are going to put a check mark in this middle column to let us know that that transaction is already accounted for on our bank statement. Okay, so in order to write in this chart here, to this link here, and that opened up this window here. Now in here, again, of course, it says view only. So if you go to File, Make a Copy, right, I know it's a little tedious making all these copies, but it's for a good reason. Okay, now I have this copy that's mine and I can write in it. After it loads, give it a second. Can only go as fast as your Chromebook, am I right? All right, so in order to work back and forth, to try to make this a little easier, I'm going to split my screen here. I'm going to pull this over here, and I'll pull this over here. So let's see how this works. Okay, so now I'll scroll down on this left side to the bank statement. All right, I'm back. Look at that. Oh, I don't want two of me. Oh. All right, well, I guess you can't see me right now, but that's okay. So, remember what we're to do. Compare our bank statement to our check register, and anything that matches, we're putting a check on the check register here. Anything that's not there, if we go back up to 2, so if a transaction is on the bank statement that's not on the register, I'm going to add it to the register, as long as it's legitimate. If a transaction's in the register that's not on the bank account, then I'm going to list that transaction in the reconciliation worksheet at the bottom. Okay, so we'll go through that we'll talk about that as we go. So beginning balance 500, check number 6801 dated 9/1 for $55.63. That looks like it matches, so I'm going to put a big X there. Okay, so I know that athletic shoe company for some running shoes, which, hey, maybe this is me, that was check number 6801 dated 9/1. Everything matches up there, so that one is good. Okay, dated 9/4, ACH payroll. So that must be this guy's job for $235. That is a credit. That's increasing the balance. Again, right here, everything matches up. We give it a check or an X. Maybe just to make sure the balance is right there. $679.37 right here. And that matches right here as well. Okay. Next one, moving right along here, reconciling our checkbook. Check number 6803. 6803, but our next one here is 6802. Okay, well, 6803 dated 9/10. So 6803, 9/10 for $25. $25. All right, so put an X there. Then 9/17, we had an ATM withdrawal for $15.50. 9/17, ATM, a subtraction, so that does mean it's a withdrawal. But this amount is only $15. This amount is $15.50. Does anybody see why? Yes, because there is a fee. So maybe they took out money at a bank that wasn't theirs. That could be. So $15 plus that 50 cents, that is accounted for. So we'll put a X there. 9/18 is next. ACH payroll, that's a work paycheck, direct deposit again. A little more this time for $355. Check that register for $355. Perfect. Then we have 9/23 for energy plus utility. $26.75. 9/23 energy plus utility. $26.75. Yes, sir. Mark that off. Then we have, next on our bank statement, then we're at our closing balance. But here on our check register, we still have 2 more things. Okay, so we had a check above 6802. We have check 6804, and we have a Best Mart refund check. Okay, so those are 3 things on our check register that we wrote down that did not go through to our bank account yet. So why could that be? Well, Food and Shop, you wonder why that wouldn't have gone through yet, since that's from 9/6. But maybe they do all their check cashing on the last day of the month or the first of every month. So if that was the case, this check would not be cashed yet until after this bank statement closed. So that 6802, that check is outstanding, right? It sounds like it's phenomenal. It's done such a great job, but that's not what it means. It just means it's outstanding somewhere that hasn't been accounted for yet. It has not cleared. Whoever this was paid to, Food and Shop, they have not yet cashed this check. So that is why it has not yet come out of Thomas's bank account. Okay, same with check 6804 for Aria Dawson. Some music lessons. Viola. That's right. I forgot how to say that for a second. Viola lessons. She was paid $23. That was a check. So that just means she has not gotten around to cashing it yet. Okay, that check, again, it's outstanding. That means it has not cleared in the bank account. And then the last one, and remember, both of those two checks are withdrawals. So those will be coming out of the account. But then this last one, since it's a refund check, that's coming back to Thomas. So that will be deposited into his account. But again, because that's so close, that 9/28 is so close to the ending date of the statement, that just has not hit the account yet. But that will show up soon. So do you remember what it said to do above if we had things on the register that weren't on the statement? Perfect. There we go. Number 3. If a transaction appears in the register that is not in your bank account statement, list that transaction in the checking account reconciliation worksheet. So we haven't even looked at that yet. Let's scroll all the way down here. So here's a reconciliation worksheet. Okay. So the outstanding checks, remember how many outstanding checks did we have? We had 2 for Food and Shop, which was check number 6802. And guys, just an FYI, I can only write in this because I had previously made a copy. So you will have to make a copy for yourself. Okay, so 6802, that check was for $22.36. Then we also had check number 6804. Remember, that was for our viola lessons. That was for $23. So if we do a little quick math here, the total of those 2 checks, those 2 outstanding checks, is $45.36. Okay. So now we start reconciling. This is the official reconciliation box. So the ending balance shown on this statement, okay? So closing balance is $967.12. So I'm going to type that in right here. And delete this because I don't like those extra lines. So the ending balance on the statement is $967.12. Remember, we are trying to get this $967.12, the statement balance, to match our checkbook register balance of $957.26. That is a discrepancy that we have to be aware of and figure out why. So now it says plus deposits not shown on this statement. That means whatever deposits are on the register that were not on the statement, we have to write on this line. How many deposits were there? Well, remember, there were 3 transactions total. There were the 2 checks that we already wrote down here, and that 1 refund check deposit in the amount of $35.50. So that means we will be adding $35.50 to this ending balance amount, because this $35.50 will be hitting the account, but it has not yet. We only know that it happened because we kept track of it on our register. Okay, so we do a little quick math again. The subtotal at this point, so our statement balance plus our deposit, we have to add that up. That should be $1,002.62. Somebody check my math on that, please. Okay, and then it says less total outstanding checks. So less You guys, everybody knows that means subtract, take away. So the total outstanding checks, that's this number down here, 4536. Remember, that was the 2 checks that we wrote that did not hit our statement yet, but they will. So this will be coming out of that statement balance. So now we take this 4536 away because that will be withdrawn. Take that away from this 1,262. And drum roll, please. That comes out to a grand total, an adjusted ending balance of 957.26. Again, please check my math. 957.26. And what should that now match? That should match our checkbook register balance. So we go over here, 957.26, 957.26. Yes, that is correct. Let's get rid of those. Right? That means if those match, that means we did this process correctly. We reconciled correctly. And there are no errors. Everything is good. There's no fraud. There's no funny business going on. Our account, our register, our checkbook is reconciled. That is a good day. So right here, the adjusted ending balance shown above should agree with the balance shown in your checkbook register. Again, that's why I gave it these 5 stars here. We have a 5-star rating because this adjusted ending balance matches our checkbook register balance. Okay, so that is a wrap on reconciling an account. That was fun. I haven't done that in a while. Oh no, I mean, I do that every month. That's right. So now that you've completed this process, you should be able to answer both of the following. So this is where I cut out. I will not be answering these questions for you. That will be up to you to finish filling in and to share this completed document back to me. Okay, so I very much hope that you followed along with me and paid attention and maybe paused the video at certain points to better understand what was going on. And again, if you do have any further questions, I would be more than happy to discuss that on our Friday Zoom call or at another time if you just please reach out to me. Okay, we can figure this out. So that was the first part. That was me working with you guys to try my best to teach you something over the internet. All right, which it's kind of fun, but it's not my favorite. I'd much rather be in class. So again, that was only the first part. It's still up to you to complete this whole thing, to follow along with me and understand how to do it. But when you are done with that, that is when you will have to reconcile a sample statement and register independently. And that link is right here, Bank Rec Independent Practice. Okay, again, it is a Google Sheet. I put this together to hopefully be easier for you guys to work with so you didn't have to do it on paper or open up different windows. Okay, soon, hopefully, there should be a picture here. Give it a minute. If not, I'll have to revisit that, but there was a picture there before. There we go. Okay, so there's a bank statement. There's the sample bank statement. It does look a little different from before, from the one we just worked with, but the idea is the same. Okay, previous statement balance, deposits, withdrawals, new balance. Then there's some checks down here, ATM withdrawals. Okay, so again, the idea is the same. The main components are there. Then down here, part 1, comparing the statement to the checkbook. Okay, go through that process, checking off the things that are on the statement, figure out what's not there, and that's when you go to this reconciliation stage. Okay, then a few more follow-up questions. So this is the final thing that needs to be complete. And again, this is something we will go over on Friday after you have attempted and completed it. So please do your best. Okay? And as always, let me know how I can help. Otherwise, that's Mr. Poley signing out. And as always, love math.